podcast broadcast. Station exx47 operating at a frequency of 162.40 megahertz. Programming originates from Brandon's Garage in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. You're listening to exx47 Radio.
How you hating from outside the club? You can't even get in. Lego. Hello. God, I put the camera really tall this time. It's like I'm speaking to God. On my hands and knees. On my hands and knees, praying to the camera. Praying to the YouTube algorithm. Dear Mark Zuckerberg, dear Susan Wojcicki. That's two of them. Who's the third? You, the viewer. Hello. Welcome to the exx47 podcast, number 19. Don't normally have an intro, but I figured while I'm on my knees, might as well do something productive. Anyways, how are y'all doing? What's cracking? Can't lie, I've been a little sleepy today. You know, it is Monday, the 27th or something like that. Yeah, Monday, July 27th. Let me tell you, it's been a hot one. It's been a hot one, boys and girls. The weather has been very humid. In the past few days, it's been a very dry heat. The, hurricane or tropical storm that's brewing up down south, down yonder, is sucking up all of our moisture. Sucking up all of the, what do you call it? I don't know. It's making it hotter than it needs to be here. Oklahoma already gets hot without any storms. Yeah, I'm a little sleepy today. I woke up this morning about 7, couldn't sleep. Sent Jennifer on her way to work, and I was like, I'm up. I can't sleep. The neighbor's dog's already barking. I might as well do a little mowing. So, the backyard didn't look too bad, though. So I went ahead and mowed the front yard. I felt like I had a point in saying that. Other than the fact that I'm a responsible adult now, at least in theory, I'm practicing, you know what I mean? It's like I'm converting to a somewhat responsible adult, and it makes me fucking sick to my stomach, you know what I mean? I used to be so cool. I was telling right before my Toy Story video, I was like, dude, I used to smoke cigarette butts out the trash can. I used to pop bottle on the ice. I used to take pills that I didn't even know what they did that I found on the floor. And now I'm watering my grass. Now I care when my neighbors park in front of my house. I feel like that would have bothered me regardless. Oh, damn. I didn't even start my video. This isn't even what I was going to play. What is this? Some Oni plays? I'm slacking. This wasn't what I was going to put on. I was going to put on my own video. My own background. Me playing some jackbutt. Oh, man. Speaking of which, I played and finished Jackass the game. All within the month, I believe. I don't think I started that last podcast. I think I lied to you, because I think in last podcast I said I was going to play Toy Story 3 next. And I went ahead and played I just said it, Jackass the game in its entirety. And it was a pretty decent game, you know. I've heard about it before. I had watched the Super Mega Boys play it previously. And, it was a hoot and a half. It wasn't too bad. There is only so much you can say about the game. I feel like I thought it looked pretty good for being a PS2 game. A PS2 game. I think it was a fun party game. Or, well, no. It wasn't a party game. It was a mini game compilation video game, which is fair enough. I think the format fit the premise as well. What made me say that, I think making this somewhat of a party game would have been fun. And at the same time, maybe it offers every one of these mini games in party mode, 2-player. Not that I can remember or see, but that would be fun. So I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm giving you my opinion. Yeah, I think it's funny. For a few of them, they're so extreme and crazy. I wonder, I really do want to know how much of the Jackass crew actually was involved with the creation of the game, because, like I said, some of the stunts were so extreme. I wonder if they were like ideas that they had from real life that they just couldn't do for, safety reasons, obviously. On a few of them, like one, you're playing golf with grenades. That can only be so safe. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I feel like they put some of them in the game. It made it fun. A few classics, like this one right here, you're trying to play chicken on a skyscraper with a shopping cart. You can't get much better than that. You know what I mean? So, sorry, y'all. I need to wake up. I need to give you the best podcast that you deserve, To the maybe nobody who even makes it this far, thanks for watching. I love you. Comment chicken pot pie in the comments down below, and I'll fly you out for my 100,000 subscriber special. First person to do it. Oh yeah. That leads me to, I finished Jackass. You might be saying, Brandon, well, what are you playing next? I've actually already released my next part, my first part, that did pretty well. Not to pat myself on the back too hard, but it did pretty decent. Got like 400 something views first day, and then it plateaued, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Technical difficulties. I don't know why, but my GoPro abruptly stopped and said, put in an SD card that you have, or better. And I had it in, so, oh well. This will be fun. I hope it's not entirely, I hope we're not screwed. What was I talking about? I think I was talking about Toy Story 3, the game. I had just started playing. I had just released the first part. Oh yeah, because it was doing pretty well, yada yada yada. Toy Story 3, the game. Now, I might get a little bit bashful talking about my girl, Toy Story 3. As I was saying in the first part, she's up there with the baddies. You know what I mean? She's up there with Barnyard. She's up there with, I really wanted to keep the movie tie-in game category. It's up there with Super Mario Sunshine, dare I say. It's up there. It's a good game. It's a good game. Not only is the story fun, what really gets you is the sandbox mode. The sandbox mode, they couldn't stop talking about the sandbox mode. I remember watching commercials for this game on Disney Channel when I was growing up, and every other sentence they were talking about the sandbox mode, the new revolutionary sandbox mode. It was like if in 2012, or when did that game come out? Whenever that game came out, it was like now with AI. You couldn't get on the news. You couldn't turn on the television. You couldn't swipe. You couldn't take a shit without hearing about AI. It was the exact same thing with Toy Story 3 in the sandbox mode. It was everywhere. It was on pizza boxes. It was on cereal boxes. You know, you had damn Bill Clinton in office giving the famous Toy Story 3 speech. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to just personally say that I think that this is one of, if not the greatest video games to ever come out. I know I have not been president for quite some time. I think the narrator of this original story may have gotten a little confused or ahead of himself. Hillary! Hillary! I love you. P.O.P. Hold it down. Anyways. I got ahead of myself. Toy Story 3, great game. It's a hoot and a half, sandbox mode, ultra fun. Be sure to check it out. I don't want to spoil too much, but just wrapped up filming part 2 earlier today. And look at me now. Look at me now. I'm fat and lonely. Look at me now. Look at me now. I'm fat and lonely. Anyways, moving on. As in terms of next podcast, we might have a possible guest. I might have one of my friends who's in town come on. He was already supposed to be here last summer. Not for the pod, just in general. He was supposed to be here last summer, and he was supposed to be here last Christmas. And he's yet to be seen. So, if he comes, he said he'd be down. But, that's a big if he comes. You know what I mean? I'll be giving him the old 1-2 from under the table. But, I hope he comes. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Anyways. Okay, yeah. On this one, you're jumping off a skyscraper into piles of poo. And then over here we got LSU playing Iowa. Iowa up 7-0. Package better. Let me see what else I have on the itinerary for today. Ooh, I just got a comment on YouTube. What's it say? At least I can say I've been to Disney. Somebody just left that comment on one of my latest videos. You might want to check it out. My latest video that I uploaded, I've been kind of having to get a little creative on a few of these. You know, it's summertime, it's hot. I don't necessarily want to do another fishing video. I don't really want to I don't want to invest a bunch of money or something into a video to have it do horribly. Not like that is even like a factor, you know what I mean? I just mean I don't want to have $20 video ideas rack up. Before you know it, I've spent too much money. So, my latest video, I'm talking about a meme that I saw. And I'm not going to spoil it. Again, go check it out. But it's me talking about Disneyland, Oklahoma. I'll leave it there. And before that, I did a video on Papa John Shatner in the year 2026. So, you know, I'm being very topical. I'm on the precipice of cutting edge. I think that's proper grammar, you know? Anyways. Man, I want to go get an icy. I've been thinking about an icy since last night. I almost went and got one before this podcast, but I was like, you're really going to start your car, drive down the street, pay money to go get a cold, syrupy, sugary beverage that does not suit you in any type of nutritional value? My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yeah. Fuck off, computer, I'm singing. Good Lord. Mark Zuckerberg. Anyways. Man, I need to go to the comedy club. I can't keep lying to y'all. I'm just procrastinating at this point. You know, I was hitting it hard. I was hitting it heavy. Okay, honestly, one of my things is that a lot of people will go just every night. Or not a lot. They'll go like once a week. And they'll put their name in what they call the Lucky Bucket. I've explained this before. And then if they choose your name for one of the Lucky Bucket spots, you can go up at that spot. I don't not like knowing or not knowing if I'm going up. Does that make sense? I know it's a big cop out. That should be in the name of the game. But it's a little nerve-wracking. And granted, I've only done it like once. I just didn't like it, though. Every other time I've gone up, it's been for the sign-up at the beginning of the month. I know exactly what day I'm going up. And it's been fine, retrospectively. You know what I mean? But that's what I mean. And nothing's ever been a problem. I just kind of get in my head about it a little bit. And I haven't written like a routine in a while. Don't get me wrong. I have a folder full of funny ha-ha hee-hees. That if I think of a funny ha-ha hee-hee, I'll write it down. But in terms of like writing out a few minutes of material, I haven't done that in a while. And I need to do that. It's a big cop-out. You know, Brandon sucks. Hashtag Brandon stinks 2K26. Hashtag Brandon stinks 2K and forever. Hashtag hash browns. Another intermission. The camera's fine, but the girlfriend called. What's a brother gotta do? Bro, why is it playing damn Cold Ones videos? I put it on a playlist. I put that mug on a playlist, brother. Anyways. What else do I got to talk about? That's my to-do list. Anyways, in terms of what I've been up to, 4th of July came and went. That was a hoot. You know, went to the uncle's. I had the fam come out, for the most part, all but one. Set off some fireworks. You know, we got some bottle rockets for the first time this year, so that was what a way to kick off America's glorious 250th with bottle rockets. Oh, it's beautiful. No, it was a lot of fun though. We ate some good food. I forgot where he got the food from, but it was pretty banging. He didn't cook this time. It was just a little bit easier. What else? What else is on? What else did you do this month, Brandon? Last month I gave you my heart, and the very next day you gave it away. Anyways, for my birthday, Jennifer, my girlfriend, she got us like a blow up outside pool, since it's just been so baking hot. You know what I mean? So, like the glorious white trash couple we are, living in the Bible Belt, we went and put that bitch on our front yard. No, we put it in the backyard. We're not that white trash, you know. We try, but only so much a honky can do at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So we put that in the backyard. We did that for an afternoon, 2 weeks ago. That was pretty fun. Did that. I had some dinner. Again, these cats have still been sticking around. I still got these 2 cats. I let them in earlier to cool off a little bit. Been letting them in, just so they can stretch out, lay on the cool vinyl flooring that is in the Palace of Brandon, Aww. Anyways, the pussy's been good. The pussy's been real good. So, there you go. What else? What else been cracking? Honestly, I hate to spoil it. I ain't been up to a whole lot this month, other than just fucking working, looking for a new job. I had an interview the other day. Again, just kind of throwing the net out there, seeing what'll land. I'm not in a dire need of a new job. Just the hours are kind of dookie right now, so just kind of seeing what's out there. Like I might have said before, I've gotten spoiled with these morning hours. Every other cooking job I've had, you're there till midnight, you're fucking drunk, and you don't want to. It adds up after some years. So when I finally had this morning job, and then I had like my afternoons to myself, I was like, a whole new world, bro. I need to start singing. Y'all are going to catch me on tour. And then while I'm on tour, I'm going to be like, thank you to the fans who have been with me since the podcast. And they'll be like, what's he talking about? He had a podcast? And then a few people in the back are going to be like, woo! no, spaghetti heads. And then that's how y'all know I'm talking about you. I'll be like, they know. I told them to say spaghetti heads in a podcast where I was referencing this exact situation. I love you. I'm about it with the meta humor today. You know? Sorry I'm a little too intelligent for the average listener. You know what I mean? Sorry I watch Marvel movies and watch Rick and Morty. You know what I mean? Anyways, what was I talking about? I completely derailed mid-sentence, I think. I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh. I don't got a whole lot going on. If you can't tell, other than just, losing my mind and speaking to myself in my room alone, playing RuneScape, editing, making shorts, working, hanging out with my fam. I try to see my little brother, a couple times a week. Older brother, not my older brother, but the older brother. So, yeah, you know what I mean. He's too cool for school. He thinks he can just revoke his honky privileges and just, not wig out with me. You know what I mean? But full circle. The J-Rock doesn't fall far from the tree. So, he'll be back. What am I trying to say? I was about to start singing again. I need to take a nap or something. Maybe I need to go get that icy. Yeah. Took my little brother last week to Incredible Pizza. That was very fun. We found some golf balls laying around, outside of the putt-putt area. And so we got to play 3 free rounds of putt-putt, just because if you don't play the last hole, you can play as long as your heart desires. So that's what we did. We ate some pizza. It was, like we were just saying, we were eating it and we were like, it's not even good, but it's delicious. I don't know how to explain it. There's something about shitty pizza that's bad, but it's so good. We were doing that, drinking some cold cherry Cokes, sipping that goof juice. It was funny, right? When we walked in, they laid out a tray of like sticky buns or something. And my brother started laughing. He was like, looks like poop. Yeah, we did that. And of course, I give that little guy a gift card, $10 gift card, and he's off to the basketball nets. I'm like, you can play that at home for free. But we were over there balling it up. We did go-karts. It was funny. The first time we did go-karts, they kind of stagger you. You know how like races are. They'll stagger you. So the inside lane's a little further than the outside lane. Jamie, throw up a race car track. So first time I started in first, and I won. I dusted his bitch ass, might I add. Hey! No, but, yeah, dusted him the first race. And then second race, I was like, okay, now you're going to take the first spot, and I'll take second. Just so you know that when I beat you, you got nothing to complain about. Because it's been even both times now. And that's why they stagger you in the first place, so it is fair. But regardless, about halfway through the second lap, I get an opening. And I overtake it, and I'll never forget his face as my big fat ass overtakes him to get the number 1 champion victory royale. It's also weird too, because I used to work there at Incredible Pizza in high school. It was pretty fun. Fun for the most part, I felt like it was definitely busier when I worked there, because it was still kind of like, it wasn't new, but they had like renovated kind of recently, so they kind of had more of a draw for people to come in. So that was one thing. Yeah. Other than the little girl that was in my section who pissed herself and did a full lap, and then we had to shut down and clean the whole section, not a whole lot happened. I was telling my little brother, I had a friend working the go-karts one day. He got smacked with a go-kart and had to leave. It was so funny. Funniest part is that he was on the football team and got hurt, but because he never played, you would never know. It's funny, people actually thought he got hurt in football. But poor bastard. It didn't start. He played all 4 years, didn't start a single snap. And here I am freshman year, starting fucking end of the year football camp until senior year. Oh well, some people just got it more than others. I don't even mean that to brag. I just mean our team was so bad. Like, you have to be absolutely horrible to not get a single starting snap. So that was kind of the point I was making. What else? Oh yeah, Incredible Pizza. I worked there. I felt like I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. Kind of morbid, but I had our like district manager or something. He was like our GM or something like that. He was this older gay gentleman. I forget his name exactly. I wouldn't say it though, because you would be able to look it up. He was working there, and every day he would park his motorcycle. You know, old. What am I trying to say? He was an old gay guy who drove a motorcycle, but not the old gay guy you would think to drive a motorcycle. You know what I mean? Big distinction. That's why it caught me off guard. I was like, you go, brother. Anyways, he would always park it in the back. And the other manager, I remember her name. I'm not going to say it. Let's call her Gigi. Gigi came up to me and said, "Did you hear about Pop Pop?" We're going to call the gay guy Pop Pop. "Did you hear about Pop Pop?" And I said, "No, Gigi, what happened?" She said, "He got hit by a semi. And he's dead. A semi ran over his skull." I'm laughing because if you can't laugh, you cry. You know what I mean? So much so that I'm pretty sure Regina said she had to go. I think she said the family had to like identify him through the teeth or something really kind of morbid like that. I don't think there was much left of the poor guy. Especially, bro, I can only, old people are already known for being accident prone. And you know what I mean? A little frail, a little tender. An older gay guy? You've been getting pounded for how many years? You've straight tenderized for 20, 30, 40 years. And here you are, a sack of gay, old, tenderized meat flying down the freeway at 80 miles an hour and meets another semi going 80 miles an hour. Yeah, I bet there wasn't much left. That's all I got to say. R.I.P. I think it's a tragedy. Again, no, I don't mean anything by him being a homosexual. He was a great man. I just thought it was kind of funny. Again, not funny. It's just it added to the. I don't know. I've never met an older gay gentleman who rode a motorcycle, so that's what he meant to me. That's his legacy with me. Can't cancel that, but whatever. Anyways, I don't even. Never mind. I was like, you didn't even say anything. Anyways, you can never be too careful. Man, other than that, I don't think I've been up to a whole lot, other than doing my normal soul searching. I think I mentioned last podcast, this medication that I'd been taking for my asthma, had apparently been messing with the old thinker, my mitochondria. You know what I mean? My mitochondria is my brain because it's the powerhouse of this cell. Sorry, just mid-sentence, I was like, bro, I could see some, like, bodybuilder, football player doing that. Yeah. So, I do feel like I've been a little foggy. Been a little anxious. Been a little gassy, apparently. Shit. Yeah, it's just been like nothing that I can directly pinpoint and be like, oh, this is definitely because of that. But I do feel like it's like I'm still coming out of it a little bit. Or just, some mornings are a little more hit or miss. I do feel like my sleep schedule has never been awesome. But I feel like when I am tired and go to and wake up are a little more consistent. Not like that's a good thing either. Because, I've been like passing out at like 8 or 9 and waking up at like 4 or 5 in the morning. So not like that's super productive either. But, there's that. What else? Man, just fucking delusions, honestly. Like, not honestly, but, I like to romanticize almost every situation in my life. And then when it doesn't live up to said standard, I get disappointed. But who frickin' cares, B-Dog? Not in this cell. Oh, man. Okay. What else? I don't have a whole lot else. Just since I feel like every podcast on the history of God's green earth is going to be talking about this. LeBron James signed to the 76ers. What a more American team than the 76ers. Hoorah. One thing I did find interesting, I thought he was doing a one more year, like, final retirement, like, send-off. It's a 2-year, $8 million contract, which you may be like, damn, I wish I had $4 million a year per work. This is, like, his lowest contract I think he's ever signed. Like, he's basically doing it for free. For free in LeBron standards. LeBron James, Mr. Moneybags over here. It is weird because, like, I get him wanting, or, like, I get him being able to play for whatever team and being able to take whatever amount of money. But at the same time, I'd be like, I'm LeBron James. I pick your team. And not only that, you're going to pay me the most I've ever been paid because fuck you, you get the last of Daddy LeBron Braun, That's just how I would go out personally. You know what I mean? He's never been known for his charity work, I mean, yeah, he is. I'm just bad example. I meant in terms of being paid, Why would you not want to be paid by people with the money? You know what I mean? But he has been a very charitable man. He has museums and schools and programs and all that good stuff. I do have to say, bro, I was going to say some stupid stuff about LeBron pretending to be Trump, but Trump already called him racist. Which I don't know where that came from. If anything, I feel like I've heard more of the opposite argument by people who share a similar pigment with LeBron about how he should be more favorable to those like him. But that's just me. Or that's just what I've heard. That could have been fake news at the same time. I don't know. But, yeah, that's what I've heard. Anyways, other than LeBron James, we've got Westbrook was not asked to come back to the Kings. And you may think, damn, Brandon, you really follow basketball. I don't. I talk about it a little bit here and there because my little brother's obsessed with basketball. And I can't lie, basketball is way more entertaining than football. Just because I grew up playing and watching football, good Lord. No reason, like, there's a reason why Aaron Rodgers is so blazed out of his mind at the end of every game. The amount of head trauma and drugs that these people are on, they don't even have a personality after they're done playing their sport. They can't even, like, that's why Gronk, or whatever his name is like so notorious because he's such a big goofball. Like, he's 3 brain cells and a walking refrigerator. Like, yeah, you can get good clips out of some of these people, but if you can, like, there's more personality and name any bench on any NBA team, like the lowest, like what do you call the starting five, but opposite? The backup team of any team has more charisma and charm than name the top 5 players pick and match from any football. Like, you can put Tom Brady, Carl Mahomes, Peyton Manning, get the other Manning brother in there, and who's another big one? The Taylor Swift cuck or whoever. Throw them all together, and you would have a much better... Screw even the NBA, bro. Like, you would have a better conversation with just some dudes who are playing pickup at the park. It's so boring listening and watching football these days, not to mention, and I don't even mean for any political reasons. If anything, I'm in the fact that they handled the political stuff so poorly that I'm like, I don't even want to be a part. Like, I don't want to watch the organization because you're anti-woke or whatever. It's like, dude, this all started with Colin Kaepernick, essentially, and all the brother did was take a knee, and look at how y'all handled that. Y'all ruined everything because somebody took a knee. Anyways, besides the fact, I just think they're so boring to not only like, football's fun to watch, but after playing and getting a little older, it's kind of like watching Cops or like some like body cam footage. It goes from like, oh, get 'em boys, to like, that's just a crackhead. You're like, it's fun seeing somebody get tackled by a 6'5", 400-pound linebacker. But then you're like, they're probably going to die at 40 now. So that kind of sucks. As in, compared to basketball, worst case, you got Halliburton, like, busting an Achilles. And then he gets a talk show with Obama. Not with Obama, but, as a guest or whatever. It's comical. And, like, that's what I mean. Halliburton he's not even in anybody. He made it to the playoffs and tore his Achilles. His team was comically bad last year. Horrible. He has not made his ranks yet. People are giving him this hype and aura because they think he's going to come back. I think he's done. That's me personally. Anyways. I just meant to say, it's funny how somebody who's not even like in the upper echelons can have a much more wildly successful career off the court or off the field than anybody in the NFL. It's entertaining. It's pure entertainment. Anyways, all that being said, I got way off topic. Westbrook's not being asked back to the Kings. He might come to the Thunder. But before that was even announced, I was like, I've kind of always been in the weird vein of I love jerseys, but I just don't like an individual player enough to wear their name on my back. You know what I mean? I am kind of the meme of like an NFL hat, an NBA hat at the NBA game. I'm kind of like, I don't like, I have my home court bias because we have the Thunder, but it's like, it's not the end of the world for me. That being said, I'm like, I feel like I should get a Russell Westbrook Kings jersey because I feel like that's somebody who's made a career super successful, but just never quite made it, and is on the Kings jersey. It's almost like a metaphor. I know the Kings are called the Kings, but they're far from kings. I was going to say it's like putting an actual king on, a dumpster. As a Ruby DeCherry once said, I hope they paint a mural of me on a... Wait, what does he say? I hope they paint a mural of me on a building that's really fucking ugly. It almost adds to the metaphor in itself, It's almost quite beautiful. Some just never come. Some just never come. And I'm leaving you guys with that. As you notice, there are collection plates going around feel free to offer up your tithes and offerings. I would also like to remind you that we do have our youth ministry missions trip to Uganda coming up this year. We will be looking for Knuckles again, and us and the kiddos are going with one 30-year-old unmarried chaperone. And again, leave your cameras and phones at home. We do not want the children with those or any other way to contact you. With that being said, I hope you guys please like and subscribe to the congregation. Be sure to leave a comment in the comments box for the congregation. And subscribe to the congregation, to the great word of this. Anyways, guys, appreciate you watching. Thanks.